All right, everybody. Good late afternoon. What is going on? Once again, I find myself planning on talking about NFL draft prospects. And once again, I find myself compelled to talk about other things that are a little bit bigger, a little bit more immediately relevant, and a little bit more purposeful. So, yeah, I'll probably make another video later today, probably talking a little bit more about the draft, but this came up a couple of hours ago, and I figure I needed to make a video about it because, look, draft prospect stuff is great, but we don't know if that stuff matters to us as Seahawks fans. In fact, for a lot of the guys, we can very safely conclude that they probably have very little to do with the Seahawks. This, however, has a lot to do with the Seahawks, and you probably already heard, but yeah, we already know about Ken Walker. It sure looks like Ken Walker is going to be out the door in free agency next week. And now we're getting some official word from Adam Schefter, kind of sort of indicating the same thing with Rashid Shaheed. So, according to Adam Schefter in this tweet, Rashid Shaheed is said to not be close to an extension with the Seahawks, and the expectation is that he will now test the free agent market Monday. Now, let me be very clear here. We are almost at free agency, so the fact that he's going to test the free agent market should not surprise anybody. If you're an NFL player that has value and you are less than a week away from open tampering, you may as well get to open tampering and see what happens. Like, why would you get all the way to this point in the offseason just to re-up without even seeing what the market has for you? So that's not really the thing. Although, obviously, that does put him at jeopardy of being lost to another team. The thing that catches my eye here, not close to an extension with the Seahawks, which basically says the price the Seahawks offered him and the amount that he is looking for are very different. That's what I hear there. It sounds to me like the Seahawks and Shaheed are very far apart in their negotiations. And while him testing the market is, I think, at this point kind of a given, it's very, very hard to imagine Shaheed coming back to the Seahawks if we know the Seahawks have drawn a line in the sand with their money that Shaheed is not very close to. Because the thing to understand is that Shaheed is going to get a big offer from somebody. It's almost certain. There's not much of a way around it. He just won the Super Bowl. He has a unique talent. It's going to happen. Brady Henderson had this tweet a little bit earlier where he said that an agent he spoke to estimated that Shaheed could get up to 18 million a year. I've heard some other people say he'll get 20 million a year. If we're offering him, let's say we're offering him 12. Let's say we're offering him 12 million a year, and I don't know if that's the right number or not. But let's say we're offering him 12. There is no way a player like Shaheed that has not made a lot of money in the NFL is going to turn down that big of a raise just to come back to a team that just won the Super Bowl. I mean, in his mind, to a certain extent, he's probably thinking, hey, I already won my Super Bowl. I'm good. I can go chase the money now. I don't have to worry about never getting that ring. I got the ring. So I what I'm trying to get at here, and I hate to say it, this one kind of hurts because we traded for this guy. We gave up, granted, not great picks in a pretty weak draft, but we gave up multiple picks to get this guy. But based on what I'm hearing right now, I gotta say, it sounds like Shaheed's not going to be back. To me, it sounds like Shaheed is going to be gone. I don't see how you avoid this. Clearly, we're nowhere near 18 million per year based on the language that Schefter used. And if we're nowhere near 18 million a year and somebody else gets up there, I'm hey, you got to go get your money. I got no issue with it. I got no beef with it. Shaheed's got to go get paid as much as he can right now. His value is high, and you've got a limited shelf life in this league. So, yeah. Corbin Smith also had this. Just like with Ken Walker, it was going to take Shaheed taking a discount to stay in Seattle with how much other teams will be able to pay for his services. So, Yeah, the tone there, the underlying message there is Shahid's gonna be gone unless he just wakes up one morning and decides he doesn't care that much about money. And yeah, it's looking like it's gonna be a little bit of a tougher offseason for Seahawks fans. And look, the fact that we just won the Super Bowl makes everything go down a little bit easier, but at the same time, I don't think there's anything wrong with being frustrated with what looks like a potentially and I don't want to commit to anything here because so many things can still happen. To anybody out there that is feeling frustrated right now, I hear you. You guys have heard me. I don't think Ken Walker is worth 15 million a year. I don't think Shaheed is worth 18 million a year. I completely understand not giving those guys that kind of money. But I also understand the desire to be willing to overpay to keep the core of a team that just won the Super Bowl together. And I don't have the definite right answer here. I don't know if there is a definite right answer. It's a balancing act that is very hard. I'm probably going to make another video sometime later this week talking a little bit about this, but John Schneider is not allowing the circumstances to move him. He has a number in mind for what these players are worth, and he's not willing to go above that number. He wants to give out what in his mind are fair deals, and if another team is willing to overpay for a player, then in John's mind, good for them. They can have him. I'll go get somebody else. So I respect it. I do. It's not a bad way to do business at all, but it does leave you in situations like this where it does feel like you're getting left behind. And it's one thing to get left behind when your team is just okay or not that good or mediocre, whatever. It's another thing when you just won the Super Bowl. So to anybody out there that's getting a little frustrated right now, and don't get too frustrated, free agency hasn't even started yet. I get it. I get it. I don't necessarily agree with it. I have more mixed thoughts here, but I get it. What I will say is this on the topic of Shaheed specifically. First of all, it feels like we chose Cooper Kupp over Shaheed, and I am struggling with that a little bit. If we really did choose Kupp over Shaheed, I don't know if I can really defend that. I know that Kupp is probably right now a little bit of a better pure receiver, but I believe Shaheed adds more value, and Kupp is probably going to slip even more going into 2026, whereas Shaheed might get better. And Kupp's going to be gone sooner rather than later. There's no way around that. We know that. Shaheed is probably going to be in this league for at least another half decade. So if we did choose Kupp over Shaheed, and I understand that Kupp was already under contract, it's not that simple, but it feels like we chose Kupp over Shaheed. And I struggle with that. I don't think that's the right move. I don't think that is the right decision. I just have to be honest. But there are a couple things beyond the Shaheed element that I want to talk about here. First of all, we don't know what this is a prelude to. Like, we're losing Walker, it looks like. We're losing Shaheed, it looks like. I think we all know Woolen's gone. Maffei's probably gone. I don't think most people really mind that all that much. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It seems like a lot of guys are going to be gone. Kobe Bryant looks like he's gone. We'll see about Josh Jobe. Right now, it does look like, yeah, we're losing a lot, but what's on the other end? Like, there is buzz right now, not just us talking about it. There is buzz that the Seahawks are starting to circle the wagons on getting Max Crosby. Like, what if all this stuff we're dealing with right now, losing all these players that we know and love and like, what if this is all the price we pay to go get Max Crosby? And what if there's something else in there too? What if we get Max Crosby and we also get somebody like Linderbaum? What if we get Max Crosby and we also go out there and get somebody like I don't know, maybe a Mike Evans? Uh, you fill in the blank with whichever free agent speaks to you personally. But the point I'm trying to make is that we don't know where this money's going. We know we have money, and right now we're sitting here. looking at Ken Walker going, looking at Shaheed going, looking at Woolen going, et cetera, and we're thinking, why are we not spending money? Doesn't mean we're not going to spend money, people. It doesn't mean that at all. Like I said, what if this is you clearing space, making sure you have the ability to absorb a Max Crosby contract, and then maybe you go get a guy like a Khalil Mack? Now you've got a deadly edge room for 2026 that is going to make up for a lot of the shortcomings of your team in other places. Like, you're going to lose something at corner without Woolen, but maybe you can make up for it by having an incredible edge room that can get consistent pressures throughout the game against anybody. What if you're doing the Greener trade or Grunner trade, excuse me? What if you're adding to the offensive line somebody like I said, a Linderbaum, or maybe a Elijah Vera Tucker, or whoever? What if you're trading for Achan and then giving him a big extension? Like, we don't know where this money's going, people, and we know we have to spend money. So don't panic yet. I know this hurts right now, but that's because we haven't seen the other side of it yet. There's another side here. And look, if a couple weeks from now we've just given out like 10 different 1 year, $4 million deals to Benson Mayoa caliber players, yeah, that's a problem. I'm not going to like that. I'm going to definitely say I think this is a bad idea. Giving out a bunch of little deals to the Benson Mayoas of the world got us into trouble not that long ago, but we don't know if that's going to happen yet. So right now, what I'm going to say is let this play out. And I understand that we're there is a world where we don't get to that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, but we haven't gotten to the end of the rainbow yet, guys. All right, I'll see you guys later. Go Hawks. Looks like Shaheed's gone, and I don't feel very good about it. I'll say that right now. I don't feel good about it, but at the same time, there's going to be a lot of resources this team can spend this offseason, and I want to see what they do with it. I do. All right, go Hawks.